Okay, this is Storytelling with Kerpoof Part 2. We just saw that we can increase and decrease the size of objects, rotate them. Also, while something's selected, we see down here there's a couple of options. Well, it's really one option. But this changes where in the stack your object is relative to the other elements. So if we, here it's going to be right in front of the background, I believe. Yeah, we see it right there, right in front of the background, but then Frosty's in front. We can promote it to in front of Frosty. So that's how you do that. So those are our objects. We've gone through the characters, the backgrounds, the objects. Could do bubbles, text that you can have characters say. Obviously, it has to stay on one page, so you'd have to move it if you wanted to keep that in there. Oops, I spelled something wrong, and I couldn't see it. So there we have that. I also said, you could freehand. Here's an extra Frosty down here. Let's give it him. So we could also freehand something. Let's make it really thick line. And really, this has to do with line kind of emphasis. And this has to do with whether your line is corrected or not, or allowed to be completely freehand. So right now, we can do something completely freehand. If we go over here and have it correct something, sorry, maybe I had it the opposite way. Yeah. So it corrects things on this side, on the right side. On the left side, it lets it be more freehand. And I think what it tends to do is correct geometrically. So if you had a line, it might straighten it, or it might not. It gets to decide. So I don't know why you would have that anywhere but the very end. The eraser, you can hold that down to erase things, but pretty much it's very simplistic. You can't erase part of anything. It just erases it or it doesn't erase it. Whatever it touches is going to, if you click and drag to it, see there goes my text box. So how do we get that back? There we go. That's how we did it. Now we gotta say we want to move that element, and then we got to go to the hand and move it. You can erase that dot. So, and you see my pages are over here. You can switch things around. So that's in general how that works. Just got to redo, undo, and you can save. And I'll ask you a title. And let's see. So we've saved that one. let's just say we're done. So I got some coins here because I worked on the site. And like I said, you can cash those coins in for different things. I won't go into that right now. But if I go into inventory now, it should show all the things that I've ever created. So this is the one that we just did. So that's out there. And there's some other things that I did. That one, for some reason, didn't take. But here's part of that one that I worked on. So everything's stored there. And you'll be able to, basically how other people find it is down here. They'll need to search for either you or the name of your story. So it didn't show up for me. Maybe it is just the name of my story. Let's see. Oops. Pirate Problems was one of mine. Let's see if I'll find it. Well, there's a lot of pirates because that's an option. Oh my goodness. So apparently it could be hard to find other people's things. I think if you're in a class group it would be easier to find that. Of course, let me look in this one and see how I shared it. Let's see. Okay. We'll stop there, and now we will I'm not sure if all my stuff has been shared. To everybody. And unfortunately, I'm not sure how you determine if it has been. And it looks like once you've created it that you don't have any more options to do any more editing to it, from what I can tell. Okay, so there we go. A couple more things. Lesson plans. I pointed out before. I just want to point out a couple that I thought were pretty neat. There's this one, let's see, where is it? Fairy Tale Reporter. There it is, for grade 3 to 5. And the idea is kind of get a report back on student reading, kind of, but it's a way for kids to look at a story differently as a reporter, to talk about who did what. So they do actually have some interesting lessons here. The other one that I found that was interesting was Fairy Tales with the Twists, which I think fits very, very well with this application, this program, and that's allowing students to make their own story, their own fairy tales or stories that kind of riff on and modify existing tales. The other thing I wanted to point out, so that's in the lesson plans. There's also, let's see, if we go back, there's lesson plans and there's also for educators. Well, that's kind of where we were before. Teacher tools. Oh, yeah, there it is, classroom ideas. So they have some nice ideas about using this as a story starter, and including the idea that kids can make scenes and then share those scenes with each other, and kids can be inspired to then kind of make their own story, starting off from that picture. There's also this nice idea here about genre writing and having kids write different types of stories using Storyteller. And so anyway, so the lesson plans and the classroom ideas both have some interesting ideas in them. I think I'm going to end there, and like I said, one of the primary aspects of this particular website that makes it unique possibly is its simplicity. It's really boiled down to a couple of different options for scenes and kind of the type of story you're going to tell, the scenes, the objects, the characters. It's not overly complex, and so for more advanced students who want to get more into storytelling and have more ability to change and make their own. Of course, there is the freehand writing or the freehand drawing, but there might be some limitations for some of the older elementary students here if they want to do more, if they want to go back and edit what they've done. But this is, is a real stripped down, kind of fun, easy way to kind of get into the waters of digital storytelling. And like I said, it's really kind of focused on a 3 through 8 according to Kerpoof, but I would probably say 3 through 5 would be the best for Tell a Story. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll stop it there.